Can a wounded Deok-hwa open himself up to friendship with Hyeong-seok, someone who is so different from him? Let's find out in episode 6 of Lookism. How's it? I'm Evie and welcome to After the Episode. On this channel, you'll explore unforgettable Korean dramas and anime. The epic action, wild twists, and moving moments. Let's tuck in. At the record label, the audition for Hoobin the Bully is going well. He's got style and is the best performer that the producers have seen that day. They're quite pleased with him, but there's still one person left to audition, Deok-hwa. After taking a mere glance at his profile, though, they immediately decide to cancel the audition. They won't even let him perform, and Deok-hwa begs them to at least give him a chance, but they refuse because they've already selected Hoobin. The world unfairly judges him based on his appearance, and the entertainment industry is even more critical. So Deok-hwa makes his way back home feeling downcast that no one wants to hear what he has to say. His dreams are far bigger than his present circumstances, so he pours his emotions into the pages of his notebook. Deok-hwa continues to rap to himself and perfect his lyrics at home. His grandmother is asleep beside him, and he promises her that his big break is close. At school, Deok-hwa is looking at a poster for the Performing Arts Festival when handsome Hyeong-seok arrives to greet him. A pair of gossiping girls are within earshot and speculate that someone as handsome and popular as Hyeong-seok would only associate with a geek like Deok-hwa to use him as an errand boy. Deok-hwa tells Hyeong-seok that acting like his friend draws unwanted attention, and he walks away from him glumly. Deok-hwa has no idea how similar he is to Hyeong-seok. They're both poor, raised by a maternal figure, are talented artists, and work hard. He just can't see past handsome Hyeong-seok's exterior though, just like everyone else. In the vocal dance class, Deok-hwa is having trouble with his lyrics when Hoobin suddenly kicks his desk over asking why he even bothers, since he already failed the audition. While Hoobin's friends mockingly applaud Deok-hwa's bravery for his attempt, Hoobin kicks him in irritation for trying to get his notebook from under his foot. Hoobin's friends advise him to leave Deok-hwa alone, but Hoobin feels compelled to teach Deok-hwa a lesson about his place in the world. At the end of the school day, Deok-hwa returns to the poster for the Performing Arts Festival and takes an application form. He won't allow anyone to bully him out of his dreams. Sometime later, Deok-hwa meets his grandmother at her food stall. She's happy to see him and offers him something to eat, but he declines because she ought to be selling the food, not giving it away. Her food looks absolutely delicious, and this is another similarity he shares with Hyeong-seok. Both their parental figures are excellent cooks. His jovial mood is soon extinguished when Hoobin and his friends arrive. They pretend to be on good terms with Deok-hwa in front of his grandmother, so she offers them some snacks, which they immediately take and begin to gorge themselves on all the free food. Deok-hwa is angered by their greed and dismayed by his grandmother's generous offer to pack more food for them to go. Although they shower her with compliments for her cooking, when they are far enough away, they casually throw the packed food into the garbage. Deok-hwa is livid, and so am I. It really grinds my gears when people waste food. Not only is it bad manners, but it's also bad for the environment. Hoobin is so disrespectful, a menace to society, and I cannot stand him. Okay, I got a bit heated there. Does food waste annoy you too, though? Let me know in the comments. Moving on. The next day at school, Hoobin's friends write on the classroom board that Deok-hwa's grandmother's stall sells disgusting food. They tell the class that it made them sick and try to dissuade them from visiting the stall. Deok-hwa overhears this at the door and is seriously pissed off. He's probably letting out a stream of curses in his head, and I'm thinking of quite a few myself. Hoobin arrives to make the situation worse. He shoves him from behind for blocking the door, and Deok-hwa's fury intensifies. In the cafeteria, Hoobin and his friends continue their disgusting behavior towards Deok-hwa by ripping up his application form and warning him not to enter because he'll only embarrass the vocal dance class and ruin the festival for everyone else. Ji-hoo and Hyeong-seok look on from across the cafeteria, and Ji-hoo explains to him in a hushed voice that he used to be treated badly too, before they started hanging out together. It makes Hyeong-seok realize that every school has someone just like him, Ji-hoo and Deok-hwa. Hoobin is particularly nasty to Deok-hwa, and even his friends wonder why he's amped up his bullying tactics. Unable to stand by any longer, Hyeong-seok approaches Hoobin and his friends. But he's not facing them alone because Jae-yu wordlessly materializes beside him. This is a bit like the final battle in Endgame when Falcon portals in on Cap's left. The bullies tell them to mind their own business, but then Jin-sung arrives on the scene as well. Minjin is worried that Jin-sung is about to fight, but he reassures her that he won't. Jin-sung has come a long way from aggressor to peacemaker. Hyeong-seok politely asks Hoobin to let Deok-hwa go because they would like to have lunch with him. Hoobin isn't having it though. He seems eager for a fight. That is, until Basku and the Burn-Knuckle gang arrive. Wow, it's like all the portals are opening up. Hoobin is surprised to see Basku, who he had heard was still on bed rest after fighting off a dozen men. I guess Bombjay might have had a hand in spreading that little rumor. Basku tells Hoobin to take off his glasses because he doesn't like punching people in the face if they wear glasses. Wisely, Hoobin isn't about to throw hands with Basku, so he has a toddler tantrum and walks away, annoyed at their interference. Hyeong-seok is about to apologize to Basku for the other day, but Basku interjects to ask why he helped Deok-hwa. Hyeong-seok couldn't just leave Deok-hwa to be manhandled, and Basku takes that to mean Hyeong-seok is the only one who's allowed to manhandle Deok-hwa. Look, I like Basku's passion for avenging the downtrodden, but he really needs to listen to people and give them the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, Basku is ready to throw hands again, but fortunately, his friends and Jin-sung manage to talk him down. Basku walks away, promising Hyeong-seok that the next time they meet, it's on site. While Minjin glows with pride at Jin-sung, and the other students loudly praise Hyeong-seok for being a hero, Deok-hwa exits the cafeteria in silence, leaving his application on the ground, which Hyeong-seok picks up. At the convenience store, ordinary Hyeong-seok mends the application form and muses that even though he has two bodies, one which stops him from being bullied, nothing in his life has changed because he's still the same hopeless person he's always been. Even though Deok-hwa needs Hyeong-seok to fend off the bullies, I think Hyeong-seok needs Deok-hwa to fend off his low self-esteem. They could really help each other. Back at school, handsome Hyeong-seok runs into Deok-hwa and tries to give him back the application form, but Deok-hwa angrily swats it away because he's tired of Hyeong-seok acting like some sort of saint. He yells that he doesn't care if Hyeong-seok is trying to use him, mock him, or bring him down because it just fuels his fire to be a better rapper. Just like Eminem, he'll use the pain and suffering he feels to write soulful lyrics that inspire the weak and the poor. Have you noticed how Deok-hwa has more smoke for Hyeong-seok, who's trying to show kindness to him, than Hoobin, who never misses an opportunity to degrade him? This is similar to how Hyeong-seok behaved in episode 1 when he cussed out his mother for embarrassing him at school, but then apologized to his bully in the next breath. In the vocal dance class, we learned that Hoobin and his friend Jeongi have entered the festival as a duet, and that the owner of the record label will be there. As they go on and on about how easy it will be for them to win the prize, Hoobin notices Deok-hwa at the other end of the classroom writing in his notebook, and it angers him that Deok-hwa just won't give up. I don't know about you, but I'm getting the sense that Hoobin isn't annoyed, but intimidated by Deok-hwa's resilience. At the end of the school day, Hoobin and his friends take Deok-hwa's notebook, rip it up, and rough him up for good measure. I just wish the school had a way to summon Basku when people are in trouble, like how Gotham has the bat signal. Elsewhere, Hyeong-seok stays behind to clean the classroom as punishment for his cafeteria altercation with Hoobin and his friends, which is rather unfair considering Hoobin was the aggressor. Hanul also thinks it's ridiculous because everyone saw that he was just trying to help a friend, but Hyeong-seok doesn't mind. When Hanul sees Hyeong-seok looking at the poster for the festival, she enthusiastically encourages him to enter. She doesn't know about his singing abilities though, she just thinks he's hot. Alone in the classroom, Hyeong-seok imagines himself singing on stage in front of a crowd, something he'd never thought was possible. He only ever sings to himself, and the thought of doing it in front of others makes his heart race. He's been by himself for so long that his solitude now feels like loneliness. Just like Deok-hwa, who channels his pain into rap lyrics, Hyeong-seok comforts himself by singing. For the first time, we hear handsome Hyeong-seok sing, and as his voice carries through the wind, it reaches Deok-hwa. He recognizes the melancholy in that soulful voice, and he runs, with tears in his eyes, to find where it's coming from. He's speechless when he discovers that the voice belongs to Hyeong-seok. While Hyeong-seok is embarrassed that anyone heard him, Deok-hwa is still gazing at him in wonder. Hyeong-seok hands him back the application form, knowing how important it is to Deok-hwa, who then nervously asks Hyeong-seok whether he would like to perform at the festival with him. Hyeong-seok is taken aback by the request, but can't help feeling excited about it too. How will their team-up develop, and will Hyeong-seok gain the confidence he needs to perform in public? We'll see you in my next recap video on episode 7, so check it out. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.